Hey, what's going on? Monday morning. Let's do a little crash. We're going to talk about how right after what we read on Friday, remember there was a fight, like a fight, scratching with Roxy and Jules. It's going to pick up right there. So they're actually all in Mr. Pacelli's classroom. Students are coming in. Could be pretty awkward. Jules isn't used to getting in trouble. We might get some tears. All right, let's do it. Right at the bottom of that yellow part there, I train the mirror at my neck and study the scratches. Four neat lines. The first three pretty heavy, and the fourth just a light scratch, like the one I gave Roxy. Thankfully, there's no dripping blood. It's going to be interesting. Top of the next column, explaining this one at home. No, it's fine, I say. Just a misunderstanding. Mr. Pacelli nods. Okay, then. He scribbles a note on a small pad of paper and hands it to Roxy. She takes it. Thanks, she says. And without another glance, she weaves through the aisle of students and goes out the door, eyes still shining, biting her lip. Mr. Pacelli scribbles a note to get me back into class. And then he says, she was on your stomach. Any need to get you checked out? You had some internal injuries from your crash, right? Top of the next column. I smile, and now my eyes fill with tears because he's being nice and because the danger and fear of the moment just caught up with me. I'm okay. She wasn't pressing too hard or anything. And this, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I'm definitely the type of person where, like, I don't want any help. Like, I can do it. And there have been a couple times in my life, I can't remember them right now, where like, I did actually need somebody's help and they were being nice, and it does kinda get to me like, oh, I can imagine myself almost or maybe even, coming to tears because someone's being super nice, so, yeah, it's probably happened at school once, I think. Yeah, I found out my father-in-law passed away, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, right at school, and then just everybody around me was so nice, like, "Oh, yeah, take the time, whatever you need to do." So, yeah, that's the last time I can remember, like, just people being extremely nice, which is tough sometimes if you're not used to, needing people. Alright, right at the, first column there, the first full paragraph. He looks down at his desk as a tear spills over the edge of my lower lid, and I swipe it away. "Did you get your letter back?" he asks. I freeze. "Yes." He smiles. "Good." He hands me the excuse note as the second bell rings and students in his classroom start to sit down. "Take a few minutes to clean up. I added 10 minutes to the excuse time on your pass." I take the pass and the antiseptic pad. "Thank you," I say. "A lot." And before another tear can leak out, I turn and barrel down the aisle, hoping nobody's looking at me and my big old neck full of scratches. 17. Jeez, Trey says when he sees me at lunch. "What happened to you? Looks like Sawyer's got either a well oiled hinge on that jaw or some retractable incisors." I sit down next to Trey as Sawyer finds us and sits across from us. "Random feline incident," I say, waving him off. "One of my fans got a little too close." Top of the next column. Sawyer examines my neck and then glances at Trey. "For the record, I did not do that." He looks at me. "Does it hurt? Any repercussions?" Good word to know there. Repercussions. I'll pause it just in case anybody knows. Repercussions. It means when something happens, other things that happen after. So maybe for you, repercussions could be you getting in trouble. So you, I don't know, don't clean your room and your parents come home and they're mad. Well, you might get grounded. That could be the repercussions. So it's just like any bad results after you did something, right? Repercussions. Maybe you, I don't know, with me recently, another story, you probably don't want to hear it, right? I I need new tires. I have new tires now, but I might have waited a little too long to get tires on my car. Well, if I wait too long, the repercussions could be that I get into an accident because my tires won't stop moving when I put the brakes on, something like that. So repercussions are always bad, though. All right, back to the story. If I can find my place. Yes and no, thankfully. Pacelli's cool. He kept it small. Good thing nobody threw a punch. I pull the crumpled note out of my pocket and hand it to Sawyer. Trey swipes it. What? Just like Roxy. Seriously? Both Sawyer and I exclaim. Trey stares at us like we're insane. Calm down, he says. Take a moment. He slowly hands the paper to Sawyer. It's just a lingering adolescent, a lingering adolescent attention-grabbing behavior. We all do it. It's human nature. I start laughing softly, insanely, at the plate of lard-filled fat on the table in front of me. So apparently their school lunches aren't great. Trey, Sawyer says, and then he grabs my hand and squeezes it so I can stop acting crazy. I look up. Trey's eyes narrow slightly. Yes? I need your help. Trey bats his eyelashes. Oh. Sawyer flashes a grin despite that intensity of his thoughts. No, it's not like that. It's God, this is gonna sound insane, but Trey goes serious again. Oh no. He leans forward. Did you say the magic word? He did. I say. All right, the first time I read that, I did not understand that. Did anybody pick up on that? I'll give it a second. I think the magic word for that family would be insane, I think. So that's probably a bit of a trigger word for them. It's like, whoa, did you just say that? Because they're probably all worried about their dad, right? Sawyer looks over his shoulder, making sure nobody's paying attention to us, and then he leans in. Trey, ever since the crash, no, Trey says. You can see what he says there. Ever since the crash, I've been having this. No. Trey sits back. No, you haven't. No. Sawyer sits back. Yes. Trey shakes his head. Not funny. It's not quite April's Fool's Day. Good practical joke, though. Top of the next column. His mouth is strained. I know this look. It's the I'm pretending I'm not freaked out right now look. Classic DeMarco face. Sawyer digs the heels of his hands into his eyes, and then he rests his arms on the table and looks back at Trey. I wish it was a joke. Trey throws a nervous glance my way. I don't smile. He looks back at Sawyer. No, you're mistaken. You're not having a vision. It's just PTSD or something. You've been through a lot. Sawyer sighs. Okay, well, you would know. He stares at his lunch and shoves a forkful of byproduct into his mouth. So I think byproduct is just like gross kind of meat, like meat that's not really meat or whatever. Like spam, if anybody knows spam. His eyes get glass and he won't look at either of us. Top of the next column. He chews a few times. Then he stands up, takes his tray to the guys in dishwashing. He's serious, Trey says.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't need you, serious. Ah, boy. This could be a problem. I guess I can't say that word. I'll just highlight it again if I have to, but there is a certain voice on my computer that think that that's for her. All right, so there is a I'm just trying to sit down here. Get a little more comfortable. Yeah. Thanks for making him feel like crap. And you can see he drops the F-bomb there. What did you do to him? Okay, I highlighted that line because I think that's big. I think Jules is probably already feeling pretty guilty that she's already said it to us before. It's like, oh, did I somehow give this to him? Like when I touched him, like right before or like she hugged him the night before or something like that. They, whatever. I think she's feeling guilty that this is partly her fault. She's the one that had it before, right? All right, so and we can see the next line right there. It's like the guilt pang strikes again. I get up as Sawyer comes back this way. Yeah, I don't know. I say, come on, we need to talk to him. Trey sighs and gets up. Okay. He grabs my tray and his and takes them away while I meet up with Sawyer. He knows you're serious now, I say. Sawyer just shakes his head. Maybe this was a bad idea. I don't think we have a choice. Let's just get it out there to him, see what he says. Please, I think he'll help us. He presses his lips together. Fine. I beckon Trey. He catches up to us and we leave the cafeteria together. The clock says we've got about 12 minutes before the bell rings. We walk down to the trophy hallway where only the memories of students linger. Almost nobody hangs out here, they just pass through. When we reach a quiet corner, Trey stops and faces us. Okay, explain. How the hell did you start seeing a vision? What is this? Some sort of contagion? A virus? What? It's like a bad B movie. We don't know. All I know is that I don't have my vision anymore, but Sawyer has one now. So, what is it? A snowplow hitting our restaurant this time? I'll look at Sawyer. You should explain everything, including what you said in your note. Sawyer begins, and I watch the two guys I love most in the world talk to each other. They're almost exactly the same height, a few inches taller than me. Trey's eyes are black and his hair is darker than Sawyer's, almost black, but they both have natural waves. Sawyer tries to fight his hair by keeping it short, while Trey coaxes his longer locks to curl every morning. I almost smile as I watch them. They're both so beautiful. But the story Sawyer tells is not beautiful. I tune in, watching Trey's face go from shock to disbelief. School shooting? Trey says. God, that's my worst nightmare. He shivers. I didn't know that. Mine's a toss up between burning and being crushed. I murmur. Now, I don't know if the author went too deep into this, the psychology here of this character. Something makes me think she did, but you can see, like, with her dad as a hoarder, like being burned. Yeah, that's possible. Like, maybe there's so much junk if there's a fire you can't get out and being crushed. That makes total sense. Top of the next one, drowning. Sawyer adds stampede or being shot in the face by a blanking maniac or two. And that's interesting that he says drowning because maybe the next book, right? Then we say gasp. It might have something to do with drowning. That brings us back. So we have two shooters now. I say, opening up the note Sawyer gave me this morning. Trey shushes me as a group of freshmen walk by. One of them eyes us in fear. Sawyer waits until they're gone. Yeah. So they just said, I mean, that's a little dangerous what they just said out loud to people passing by. So we have two shooters now. Maybe they think it's a video game or something, hopefully. And you don't know what school, Trey says. That's impossible. We need help, man. You're the only one who will believe us. I watch conflict wash across Trey's face. Guys, he says, look, I'm not trying to be all superior or grown up or whatever, but this is insane. Insane. How bad? I mean, the visions. I guess they're pretty bad. They let up a little when I managed to figure something out, but yeah, it's about 50 million times worse than having the theme song from Elmo's World stuck in your head for a month straight. Trey glances at the clock. I think he gives me a guilty look, and then his gaze drops to the floor. Look, I think it's too big for two teenagers or three. Sorry, you should try and just get through it until it happens, and then hopefully it'll go away. Top of the next column, the bell rings. But Trey, I say, it's a lot of people. It's their families, their lives. You don't know them. We don't know that for sure, I say, my voice pitching higher. Besides, I feel like it's my fault. I mean, Sawyer didn't do anything to deserve this stupid vision, except somehow he caught it from me. I have to do something. I grab his shirt sleeves as he turns to go to class. Trey, come on. Come on, what? It's too dangerous. You're being irrational. I'm sorry about the noise in your head, Sawyer, and I hope it goes away soon, but, well, we almost died once already. If we manage to survive this, it won't be for long because our parents will murder us. He starts walking quickly. Get to class, he says over his shoulder to me. Sawyer and I look at each other. I'll work on him, I say. No, it's cool. I'll see you. I'm planning on the library if you can make it. Sawyer's face sags. I don't think so. Not today. He turns and goes towards his next class, and I go to sculpting with Trey. So it's possible that in the coming days that we read, or maybe even tomorrow when we read, that she'll be able to work on Trey at class. Who knows? But it seems like Sawyer's pretty done with the whole vision thing too, because he doesn't want to meet her at the library. All right, we will learn more about the Balkans next